The Las Vegas Raiders just drafted running back Ashton Jeanty. And make no mistake, this move changes everything. Jeanty is one of the most dynamic offensive weapons in this year's draft. If you've watched the tape, you already know what he brings to the field: explosive speed, sharp vision, and game-breaking ability. He's not just good, he's built differently. Some fans may question drafting a running back this high, but here's the reality. Jeanty isn't just any running back. He's a top-tier playmaker. In today's NFL, very few backs can do what he does. Right now, there's a short list of guys in that elite tier. Think Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson, and Ashton Jeanty. That's the level we're talking about. When you compare him to other talented backs, it becomes clear. Josh Jacobs has some of the best vision in the league, but lacks top-end speed. Derrick Henry has elite balance, but doesn't have the acceleration or field vision to match. Jeanty? He brings it all. Vision, burst, speed, and agility. He's the complete package. This pick signals something bigger. The Raiders are focused on adding explosive playmakers, not just filling needs. And yes, there are still holes to address: quarterback, cornerback, the offensive line. But Jeanty has been on the team's radar for a while. He wasn't just a late riser. The interest was real from the start. Raiders decision-makers met with him multiple times. General Manager Tom Telesco was even the only GM at Jeanty's Pro Day. That's not a coincidence. And just a week ago, he dropped a hint asking, "When do we get to the point where you can't take a running back early anymore?" Turns out that wasn't a smokescreen. It was a preview. With the 6th overall pick, the Raiders made their move. They weren't bluffing. They believed in Jeanty, and they went and got their guy. The Las Vegas Raiders stayed patient, and it paid off. There was speculation that a trade could shake up the top of the draft, with teams like the Browns eyeing the 5th overall pick. But when Cleveland stood pat and took defensive tackle Mason Graham, it opened the door for the Raiders to land their guy, Ashton Jeanty. And what a pick it is. Jeanty isn't just a talented runner, he's a game changer. In 2024, he rushed for over 2,600 yards and scored 29 touchdowns, averaging an eye-popping 7 yards per carry on 374 attempts. That kind of production is rare, no matter the conference. Yes, he played in the Mountain West, but this isn't just about soft competition. He dominated against a powerhouse like Oregon, a team loaded with NFL-caliber defenders. The tape, the stats, and the impact all check out. Dig into the advanced metrics, and you'll find even more reasons to be excited. Jeanty led the nation in breakaway run percentage and forced missed tackles with ease. His 2024 campaign wasn't just productive, it was elite. Taking him at number 6 overall might surprise some, but for the Raiders, this is about explosiveness. And that's something the offense sorely lacked last season. Outside of tight end Brock Bowers, there weren't many playmakers creating chunk plays. With Jeanty in the backfield, that changes immediately. Every touch is a threat to go the distance. Now the focus shifts to building around him. The offensive line still needs work. While DJ Glaze looks like the answer at tackle, depth and talent on the interior remain areas to improve. The 2nd or 3rd round could be the sweet spot to find a starting caliber guard. Cornerback is also still in play. Prospects like Will Johnson and Jaden Barron's stock have dipped slightly, and if either is available in the 2nd round, the Raiders could easily bolster the secondary with a high-upside defender. Bottom line, the Raiders got their playmaker. Now it's about building the team around him, one smart move at a time. It's official. Ashton Jeanty is the new starting running back for the Las Vegas Raiders. This move isn't just about talent, it's a statement of intent. From the moment head coach Pete Carroll and general manager Tom Telesco walked into the building, the message has been clear: we're here to win now. Star defensive end Max Crosby echoed that same urgency, and this pick reflects it. Drafting a running back in the top 10 sends a signal. You don't use a premium pick on a position with a short shelf life unless you believe you're ready to compete right away. Jeanty isn't a long-term project. He's a plug-and-play weapon, ready to help the Raiders win from day one. Passing on quarterback Shedder Sanders was another bold move. The Raiders didn't prioritize the future. They focused on the present. That's what selecting Jeanty represents, a win-now mindset. Looking at the running back room, the Raiders are suddenly deep, maybe too deep. Raheem Mostert was brought in this offseason, Zamir White is still on the roster, and younger backs like Sincere McCormick and Dylan Laub remain in the mix. That's 6 or 7 running backs currently on the depth chart. That means tough decisions are coming. Reports have already surfaced that Zamir White could be on the trade block. Whether it's through cuts or trades, the Raiders will need to trim that group down. Possibly even before training camp begins, one thing is certain: Ashton Jeanty is the guy. And with him leading the backfield, the Raiders are putting the league on notice. With Ashton Jeanty now leading the backfield, the Raiders' running back room is starting to take shape. But there's still room for intrigue. Even with promising names like Dylan Laub on the roster, it's not yet clear who will emerge as a reliable backup. And here's something to consider. When Pete Carroll was in Seattle, he didn't stop at one explosive running back. The Seahawks doubled down, drafting talented backs in back-to-back years. Could the Raiders take a similar approach? This year's draft class is loaded with running back talent. If the board falls the right way, the Raiders might look to add another back in the middle rounds, someone who can complement Jeanty and keep the ground game fresh and dangerous. But it's not just about the backfield. Wide receiver remains a need as well. Adding another dynamic threat on the outside could elevate the entire offense. While some of the top-tier receivers will be long gone by the mid-rounds, there's still plenty of upside to be found. Players like Kyle Williams are raw but full of potential, and schools like Iowa State are producing NFL-caliber wideouts who could be solid picks in the early rounds. The Raiders got their guy in Jeanty, a playmaker with game-breaking speed and power. Now, it's about surrounding him with more weapons and building an offense that can do real damage.